Evening, everybody. It's 5:33, and this is your closing comment for today, Tuesday, the 13th. Don't forget, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow. So if you haven't shopped for flowers or a card, at least get your act in gear. Okay, so we had a very rough day today. We were down right from the beginning on those hotter than expected CPI numbers. This for sure eliminates the idea that there's any rate cut available in March, maybe all the way to May or June. But rates really moved higher. I think that the 10 year, which is what I tend to, um, you know, look at on a regular basis was, I believe this is a new high for this year. 14 basis points um, higher than yesterday at 432. The 2 year yield at 444 jumped 30 basis points and looks like it closed around 467. So uh, basically, we're 35 basis points negative in that relationship. And I believe that we came into the week at 31 or possibly 33. This move was actually pretty well telegraphed yesterday. Um, I had somebody call me up and ask me if I had seen what Meta had done. And basically, what it had done was make a new high. Um, let's see, made a new high and then was lower on the day. And so this morning, it was no real great surprise that we were moving down. Um, we actually closed up on the day yesterday on Meta, but only up 79 cents at 468.90 with a high of 479 and change. So when I looked at the rest of the mega caps, they all had done basically the same thing. So, not a big surprise. We did have a bit of a rally in the last half hour. We were down over 700. We finished down 524 or 1.35 in the Dow, down 286.95 or 1.8% in the Nasdaq, down 68.87 in the S&P, which I saw up around down 95. So that one really came back. What didn't come back was the biggest loser of the day. Actually, the two biggest losers of the day. The Russell down 81.08, almost 4%, 3.96%. And the transports, these two tend to lead. Transports were down 424.69 or 2.62. Um, if you were short, it wasn't very encouraging to see that size of a rally come with the market internals really at extremes. On the NYSE, we were 10 to 1 advances to declines and 5 to 1 on the NASDAQ. Volume was 5.6 billion. Okay, so let's get to the earnings that came after the close. We had Lyft. Um, this is an interesting one. They beat, and it was a big surprise. The stock had closed at $12.13. But in the press release that they put out, they said that their EBITDA margins were going to increase by 500%. And that's a huge number. I mean, 5 times EBITDA. In any event, the stock rallied initially just up a couple of dollars and then up to 20 and a quarter. When I wrote these notes out, the stock was still 1945 up 706 or 56%. But as unbelievable things sometimes happen, they came out with a correction, and that correction said, we didn't mean 500, we meant 50, which is still pretty damn good. But the stock is currently trading 1408. It's up $1.86, which is still 14%, but it certainly is not 56%. Robinhood with a beat. Stock had closed at 1184, got up to 1380. Last is 1284, up 83 cents. Instacart with a miss. And this one's kind of interesting too because it went the other way. It had closed 27.85, got up down to 24 and a half, and then rallied up to 30.64. The last is 28.77. That's up $1.39 or 5%. Zillow, with a beat top and bottom line, had closed at 53.88. First made a new low on the day at 52.60, then made a new high on the day at 57.62, and the last is 56, up 52 cents. Upstart beat top and bottom. Remember, this is a buy now, pay later, and it had closed 32.92 and got down to 24 and a half on those numbers. Last is 25.31. That's down $10.18 or 30%. MGM was a beat on revenues. There were some internal stuff that was kind of disappointed. MGM Bets, I think, was one of them. Foreign MGM properties. Anyway, the stock had closed at 45.66, got down to 42.76, down 326 or 6.8% at the last. And this one was interesting. Airbnb, which was a beat, and initially was higher. Traded, had closed at 150.88, got up to 167.20, but since has come all the way down, made a new low on the day, 140.89, with a last of 144, down 980 or 6.37. That's a pretty stunning reversal for a company that beat. And has been profitable all along. I mean, this wasn't, one of those, it only works if money doesn't cost anything. Okay, oil up another 95 cents. Nat gas down another 8 cents, 169. That is the lowest it's been in 3 years. And the lowest it's been in recent history is 151.8. So 152 looks right there. The gold got down to 2002 and closed 2007 spot 20, down 25.80. And, war doesn't matter as much as interest rates, I guess, because that 20-cent pop in interest rates is what really started the gold moving lower. Bitcoin got up to 50,007 and a quarter, closed 49,640. That was down about 600, I believe, down 825. Ethereum was just down 13, so that's pretty much in line. And the bonds were down almost 2 full points, 1 and 28/32, so 1 and 7/8. The dollar, based on the higher interest rates, of course, was up 104.85, and that was up about 80 cents. All right, folks. Tomorrow we really don't have much. I think it's just mortgage apps and the crude inventory. The big numbers are coming on Thursday, and they include, let's see, they include claims, retail sales, import prices, export prices, Empire State Manufacturing Index, Philly Fed, industrial production and capacity utilization, business inventories, NAHB housing market index. So it's a pretty heavy day there. And on Friday, we have housing starts, building permits, and the other half of the inflation um, equation, PPI. All right, folks, have a good evening. Hope you had a good day. It's freezing here and snowing.